yeah, so. Hello, everybody. Let's see here what we got. New event, Facebook. Hello, everybody on Facebook. It's the Blaxcotsman here in western North Carolina, a place called Maggie Valley. And this is the Meadowlark Motel. And we're live streaming. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting everybody online tuned in, because we're on YouTube, we're on the website blaxcotsman.com, you can find it here, and I'm just going to share this now with a few other people on Facebook, such as, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, here, share. So we're going to share this too. The Meadowlark Motel. Hello everybody at the Meadowlark Motel on Facebook. So if this is the Meadowlark Motel Facebook page, then you should be aware that Joseph McElroy, the owner of the Meadowlark Motel, has a weekly podcast, and it's all about the Smoky Mountains and all the wonderful things that you can do here, the wonderful places you can visit, the people you can meet, the food you can eat, basically the mountain culture. So I had the honor of being his first guest, and then last week he had Dave Angel from the Elevated Mountain Distillery. So this week he has a very special guest, and that's one of the members of Balsam Range Bluegrass Group. So that should be good. So it's called Gateway to the Smokies on Facebook, Meadowlark Motel. You should check that one out. So let's see, who else are we going to get? Oh yeah, share to a page. Well, we've already shared it to a page. Let's share it to a group. So two groups we're going to share it to. One is my friends in Kilmarnock, Scotland, my hometown. So this is your page. Share. And also to Jonathan Creek All-Stars, because it's my impression that when they're talking about All-Stars, they mean people that are entertainers, creators, and just regular folks really, who for whatever reason deserve to be part of the All-Stars. And I had the temerity to include myself among them. So we're putting ourselves in the Jonathan Creek All-Stars, and also the Rhythm and Flow Blue Ridge, which is the drum and dance group that comes here sometimes when the weather's a little bit more clement, a little bit warmer. Anyway, welcome everybody on Facebook. Welcome to the Blaxcotsman Sunday afternoon fireside concert. And I'm telling you, we definitely need this fire today because it is pretty cold. We've had snow, and you know that effect when the snow falls and it melts a little bit, then it freezes overnight. Well, that's what we've got. We've got frozen puddles and snow and all kinds of things. But anyway, let's switch this on. Switch this up. Oh! Yeah, there you go. So, let's see. Welcome everybody. So, if you're watching, I like to keep track of where in the world you're watching from, because we get people from all over, from Japan, Australia, Canada, the United States, of course, New York, different places, Scotland, France, Belgium, Ireland. So if you're watching, be so kind as to check in and let me know where you're watching from, so we can share it with all the other people who are watching from their parts of the world. But anyway, I'm going to start off with my own song, because even though I wrote it many years ago, not many years ago, a few years ago, even though I wrote it a few years ago, it still feels fresh and current. Here, did you like it? No. I have to get my capo and put my capo on, because I jumped the gun there. I thought I was ready and I wasn't. That's just one of the things about doing things solo. You got to be everything. You got to be roadie, technician, video guy, sound guy, and it's a lot of fun. I love doing it, but occasionally I get caught out. So let me get my capo and we'll be right. Just enjoy the fire. Come on, little capo, where are you? Come on, little capo, what will you do? Oh! So here we are, we've got the capo. And we're going to do the cost of war. All right, here we go. Children die, traumatized and abandoned to their fates. We can speculate, but don't hesitate. And on the custom board, ways on your children. The custom board on their emotions. Cost of war on their future. The cost of war, that's the price they pay today. Whenever conflict rears its ugly head, let compassion bring in peace instead. You've got the power in your hands. You're gonna use it now. Oh, please don't abuse it now. Because the cost of war weighs on your children. The cost of war on their emotions. The cost of war on their future. Cost of war, that's the price they pay today. The cost of war is a terrible thing. It's fire, world of war. Just like that. Now let's see it. Just turn it down a little bit. Oh, that's right, it's up full. There you go. There you go. So, happy Sunday afternoon. We'll be here as long as we'll get wood. Because that wood, I don't have a lot of wood this week. I was a little bit of an oversight, but we'll get wood. I think I've got enough for the duration of the show. And we're just going to sing songs. Oh, there's Daphne. Daphne! Hello, Daphne. Good to see you, my love. Sorry I can't get to New York. You know, I haven't been out of this county in 10 months. That's the way I feel about things, because it's so good here. You know, I've got the valley, the wind blows right through, and we're up in the mountains where the air is fresh and clean. So I have this theory about being in the mountains as well. When you're high up, you know, you're away from all the mental chatter that happens down at sea level. But it's just my theory. You don't have to believe it. But, yeah. So we've got Daphne online. Nobody else yet. Well, they're online, but they're not speaking up. Come on, don't be shy. Introduce yourselves, so I can introduce you to the world. So I'm going to just do another one of my own songs, really, because I like my own songs. I mean, I like lots of songs. I like other people's songs too. But just going to keep on here with one of my own songs. So as you know, I'm the Blaxcotsman, and I call myself the Blaxcotsman because I was born in a place called Kilmarnock on the west coast of Scotland. And my father was a US Air Force man, and he was stationed at a place called Prestwick, which is an airport on the west coast of Scotland. And in the 50s, they had a US Air Force base there. So that's what was happening then. So at that time, my mother met my father, and the rest is history, I mean. So just give me a minute. Yeah, do you want to come in here? Come round, come round. Sorry about that, we have some guests arriving, seeking an audience. Let's give them an audience. Did you come round?
Hello?
There you are.
Hey there, the ladies, oh, I'm sorry. The ladies up front said to ask you to fix, there's something that needs to be manually fixed on the TV in room 103.
Yeah.
There's an older gentleman staying in there. We're getting ready to leave, and we were hoping to put the football game on for him because he's going to be in there for a little bit by himself.
Yeah, well, I'll be busy here for about an hour, and then I'll go and do it. Because what I'm doing, I'm live streaming right now to Facebook. It's okay. It's a thing I do every Sunday at 3 o'clock, 3 till 4. Sometimes when the guests are here, they come in. They're the audience.
Okay.
But as soon as I'm done, and if I get a break, you know, I'll go.
So like 4 o'clock-ish?
Yeah, around about, if that's okay. What's he watching? He wants to watch the football.
CBS, yeah, he's trying to get the football games on. Yeah.
But I'll if I can get a break here, I'll run over. But I do this every Sunday at 3 to 4.
Okay, maybe he can watch up at the office until then or something.
Maybe, yeah. See what she says.
Okay, 103, please.
Yeah, 103. I'll get right on it.
Thank you.
As soon as I'm done. Bye. See, that's I do double duty. Not only am I a world famous entertainer, I'm also the tech guy here at the motel. And I love it. You know, I love it because it's just wonderful here. And if you do want to come and stay here and visit me and bring your instrument, bring your friends, I think we can arrange special rates. You know, if we get enough people interested, then we can arrange a big party and get a special rate for everybody. But here we go. As I was saying, I was born and raised in a place called Kilmarnock on the west coast of Scotland. And I call myself the Blaxcotsman because my father was African American. He was a US Air Force person. US Air Force personnel? Yeah, I guess. He was ground crew at Prestwick Airport. And that's where he met my mum many years ago. But, so my mother was a white Scotswoman, and my father was a black African American man from Alabama. It's called Birmingham, Alabama. So I wrote this song, which is like a biography in one song, and it's about leaving my hometown and what inspired me to do it. It's called Leaving Kilmarnock. I'm leaving Kilmarnock, the town where I was born. I'm leaving Kilmarnock, 'cause I'm destined to roam. It's in my blood, they say, it's in my genes. I'm just an Alabama boy, Alabama boy. Sure enough, if you see sweet Marion, say hello. Say hi to old friends and neighbors and the folks in Old Town Hall. It's in his blood, they'll say, it's in his genes. I'm just an Alabama boy, Alabama boy. Sure enough, now some call me a black Scotsman, I know what I am. My mama was a Scottish woman, and my daddy from Alabama. It's in my blood, yes, see, it's in my genes. I'm just an Alabama boy. It's in my blood, you see, it's in my genes. I'm just an Alabama boy. Home off, leaving Kilmarnock. Now Kilmarnock is on the west coast of Scotland, in a place called Ayrshire, the county of Ayrshire. And that is also the birthplace of Scotland's most famous and most beloved son, next to Sean Connery, of course. But Robert Burns lived in the 18th century in the west coast of Scotland, and he is the all-time national poet. What do you call it? The poet laureate of Scotland, shall we say. The honorary poet laureate of Scotland is Robert Burns. And I grew up with Robert Burns' name in my mind, in my mouth, all the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Because at school, we used to learn Robert Burns' poems, and we had to memorize them. And sometimes we had to stand up in front of the class and recite them too. But the other thing was that when I lived, the place I lived in Kilmarnock was a place called Braeside Street. And right next door to where I lived, at that time, there was an old house that had been standing since Robert Burns' time. And there was a sign on the door that used to say, or on the side of the wall, that commemorated this house as a place. This was one of Robert Burns' friends, and he's immortalised in a poem because I can't remember his name now, but Burns used to come right to that place and visit his old friend. So yeah, and then of course you don't know it, but you do know Robert Burns, because every year you sing one of his most beloved and famous works, which is Auld Lang Syne, of course. But I'm going to start now with one of his songs called Scots Why, which is a kind of rebel song. Now remember, the Scottish were rebelling against the English because they just wanted to be left alone to live the way that they wanted to live, to speak their language, to wear their clothes, and just to do whatever they wanted. As William Wallace said, freedom! That's all that the Scottish people wanted from the English. But you know, it's history. So Burns was a staunch independence guy, you know. That's what made him famous, because when he wrote his book of poems that made him famous, it was because he wrote in the Scottish dialect in defiance of the popular trend of the day, which was to get everybody to speak English without your dialect and your colloquialisms. So what Burns did is he went against the grain, and he wrote poems and published a book chiefly with colloquialisms and dialect and everything like that. So people loved him, the Scottish people loved him for it. So this is a song that he wrote and was recognised posthumously for, because it's a rebel song. It's called Scots Why. Scots Why, the Wallace bled, Scots Why, Bruce is after bed. Welcome to your gory bed, autumn victory. Now's the day, now's the power. See the front of battle lover, and see your approach a proud Edward's power, chains and slavery. Scots Why. Coward's grave, was he base as a slave, let him turn and fade. A war for Scotland's king and law, freedom's sword will strongly draw. Free man stand, a free man fall, let him follow me. Scots Why, hey, 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 hey. Scots Why. servile chains, we will bring our Buddhist faith, but they shall be free. And play the proud usurpers roll, tyrants fall with every foe, and liberty send every blow. Let us do our deed. Scots party, hey, 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 hey. Scots party, hey, 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 hey. Scots party. Yeah! Scots whae where Wallace bled, and Scots wham Bruce has often led. See, that's a rebel song in which he recognises Scottish history and the struggle of the Scottish people throughout those hundreds of years. But definitely one of those songs that you carry with you. So here's my rebel song. My own song called Carry the Torch. Who's gonna carry the torch? So when I go and get tough, I just gonna get up and get up and stand tall. I'll carry the torch, I'm gonna carry a torch. Aye, aye, oh, aye. Who's gonna carry the torch? When I go and get tough, I just gonna get up and stand tall. I'll carry the torch, I'm gonna carry a torch. I hear a call for freedom. I hear a call for peace. I hear a call for equality, according to all needs. And all across this country, from sea to shining sea, you can choose to follow, or you can leave. Who's gonna carry the torch when I go and get tough? I just gonna get up, I get up and stand tall. We'll carry the torch when you carry our torch. Aye, aye, oh, aye. Who's gonna carry the torch when I go and get tough? I just gonna get up, I get up and stand tall. We'll carry the torch when you carry our torch. And we may call to occupy, and we defy the ban. Don't press up, hold your fire. We're your brothers, man. And all across this country, from sea to shining sea, will you choose to follow on the lead? Who's gonna carry the torch when I go and get tough? I'm just gonna get up, I get up and stand tall. Oh, carry the torch, or will you carry a torch? Aye, aye, oh, aye. Who's gonna carry the torch when I go and get tough? I'm just gonna get up, I get up and stand tall. Oh, carry the torch, or will you carry a torch? Aye, aye, oh, aye. Oh, oh, eh, oh, oh. Will you carry a torch? So to carry the torch, in other words, to stand for something, that's right and just, like freedom, equal rights, voting rights, there you go. Because it's just one of those things, Somebody's got to stand up for the little guy. Somebody's got to protect the little guy. So, carry the torch if you can. being from Scotland, I was introduced to the word doer. Doer, which means, you know, somebody who's introverted, doesn't speak a lot, you don't really know what's going on with them. And so therefore you interpret all of this lack of communication and mystery as being, maybe he's not the best tempered person. And as a result, you think of him as just being downcast and negative and all that, you know? So that's the word doer. And I think it applies to, you know, it's a good word to describe a certain attitude that can sometimes come out in Scottish circles, Scottish people. Because, you know, having been oppressed for a long time, we did get used to a certain way of life that was a little bit introverted and, you know, keeping ourselves to ourselves. And as a result, I grew up with that kind of personality to a certain degree. But it also made me want to get out and get away and travel the world. And I discovered that that's something that I inherited also from my African-American grandfather, Trapper Ogletree, whom nobody knew because he was never around. He was always off, wandering. So I think I inherited that because I was off out of my home. You know, when I was 14 years old, I wanted to get out and, you know, ran away from home a few times. But eventually got away, you know. That's why I sing this next song. It's kind of my song. And I've adopted it. It's an American song. And I first heard it being sung by Ralph Stanley and his family. It was a bluegrass song. But I'm going to sing it now for you. It's called Man. Let me see who's on my. Oh, sorry. Oh, here we go. I'm going to say hello to you. Hey, Kayvon! See, Kayvon Zahidi is my friend from Canada. So that's Canada on the line now. Hi, Kayvon, brother. I know Scots Wahey is definitely best done with the bagpipes, but there you go. Scots Wah. He's got Scots Wahad. That's true. Scots Wahad. Your own songs are the bee's knees, pal. Thanks. Alright, so folks who are watching, welcome. This is the Blaxcotsman live from the Meadowlark Motel in Maggie Valley, the mountains of western North Carolina, the Smoky Mountains. And we're doing our Sunday afternoon live stream right here by the fire. I'm just going to throw a few more vlogs on to get up. Because it's cold. It is cold. I'm not going to mince words. It's cold. It is cold. So I'm going to, yeah, we're going to keep going here. I have a motel guest who wants to watch football, but the television isn't working. And guess who the technician is? Yours truly. So he wants me to go out there, of course, right now. But sing this song and a few more. In constant sorrow through all my days, I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days. I left my home in old Kilmarnock, the place where I place where he was born and raised. It's filling my own true lover. I'll never expect to see you again. For I'm bound to ride that northern railroad. Perhaps I'll die upon this train. Perhaps he'll die upon this train. Oh. For 6 long years I've been in trouble. No pleasures here on earth I find. For both in this world I'm bound to ramble. I have no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help him now. Maybe your friends think I'm just a stranger. My face you'll never see no more. But there's one promise that is given. I'll meet you on God's golden shore. We'll meet you on God's golden shore. I'll meet you on God's golden shore. Thank you. It's my version. You don't like it. So, here we go. We're going to do a couple more songs now. This is another. As I was walking a ribbon of highway, I saw above me an endless skyway, and I saw below me this mighty valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, oh, I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of a diamond desert, and all around me a voice kept calling. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York words. It's what happens when you get on in your years, you know, you forget the words. I have them right here. Oh yeah, there they are. But we're going to, that's, of course, everybody knows the words to that song except me. So there you go, it's just one of those things. Here's a song, I'll get the words up for you. Well, it's not the words I need in this one, it's the chords. Because there's that bit in the middle where the chords get kind of, you know, B flattish. So this is the cover section of the set where I do cover songs, you know. Let me just do what's here. Yes. So this is one of my favourite covers. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. If I can see all the obstacles in my way, I'm gone up and down crowds that make me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I have been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. Oh, 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 I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. Gone on and down crowds that make me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 bright sunshiny day. Of course, Jenny Cliff, bright sunshiny day. I can see clearly now. My hand is freezing. It's just one of those things, you know. I need to get a fire on this side, because this side is okay, nice and warm, and this side. But this side, no fire. Means I'm freezing. Well, I'm not freezing, my hand's freezing. You can see it if you look at it. This one's blue, this one's brown. So, this is one of those things. We're going to continue now here. Do a few more songs for you. But I do have to, let's see who else is on there. Carolina Bassman, you sound fantastic, my brother. The sound is great, and the fire is fantastic. Absolutely is fantastic. So let's see if there's anybody else online. So what happened to my touch screen? Come on, touch screen, touch screen. Oh, here it is. Right, that's because there's nothing to see. Oh no, there is. Hello, Mike. Hello, Mike. Mike. Hello, Mike. All right, so we've got people watching. Some of them are just up the road. Some of them are over in Canada. Some of them are in New York, Ireland, Scotland. So, yeah, I'd really like it if you were here in the mountains. Not for me, but for you, because it's beautiful here. And the weather is gorgeous, people are nice, the food's nice, and the air is fresh and clean. So, come up here. It's Maggie Valley, Western North Carolina. And this is the Meadowlark Motel. Now listen, next week, please tell your friends to tune in, and you tune in too, because it's going to be a special Robert Burns presentation. Because next week is Robert Burns' birthday. That's the poet, the honorary poet laureate of Scotland. And every year they celebrate his birthday all over the world by having what they call a Burns supper. And it's basically a dinner dance with poems and speeches and songs, if I'm there. But it's a great night, and everybody gets dressed up and they speechify and they eat haggis and all that kind of things. Well, of course, not so much this year with the coronavirus, but I'm going to do my own. We had to cancel our big party, but I'm going to do my own live stream next week, and I'll have a plate of haggis. And I don't know if I'll be out here because it's so cold, but I'll have a plate of haggis and a wee dram, and we'll talk about Burns' signature achievements and some of his less signature achievements, and singing Burns songs. And my good friend Martin V will be here fiddling, and hopefully the Carolina bass man will be here adding his chops to the afternoon's greatness. But I'd like to now do one of my own songs and dedicate it to the Carolina bass man, because it's one of his, he told me last week that he really likes this song, so I'm going to do it. It's all about, this song is about the most important thing. Don't prevaricate or procrastinate. The whole thing's happening now. Everyone, no. The whole thing's happening now. Don't prevaricate or procrastinate. The whole thing's happening now. Well, the Nazarene don't tell you, go love your fellow man. And if you find that too hard to do, love them as best you can. Oh, how should I do this, demanded by a fellow man, when all I see is war and crime spreading all across this land? Why don't you look into your heart, boy, and tell me, what do you see? Every dark and evil deed originating in thee. But now you can change your mind, and from those ashes rise universal human, all but a glittering prize. Glittering, no. The whole thing's happening now. Don't prevaricate or procrastinate. The whole thing's happening now. Everyone, no. The whole thing's happening now. Don't prevaricate or procrastinate. The whole thing's happening now. Happening happening now. Oh, the whole thing is happening now. Oh. And so I'll listen to our leaders and what they have to say. Religious ones and politicians hashing up our day derive power from the people to use for the people's sake. So cooperate and collaborate and bring about harmony. Bring about no. The whole thing's happening now. Don't prevaricate or procrastinate. The whole thing's happening now. Everyone, no. The whole thing's happening now. Don't prevaricate or procrastinate. The whole thing's happening now. Happening. It's happening now. Oh. The whole thing. It's happening now. When is it happening? No, that's when. Because really, there's no time but the present. All right. I mean, there's the future and the past, but they're not happening now. Right? You get that, don't you? Anyway, just sweeter than candy. Your love is nicer than ninepence. Your love is rich, as rich as you feel. Your love inspires me to the heights. And your love is real, as real as it gets. Your love is here, right here and now. Your love delights, and your love ignites, and your love is free, like a bird's flight. Well, I guess that's your love, your mama and your papa. We say hallelujah, I guess that's your love. Your sister and your brother, we say that's your love. That's your love right now. 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 That's your love, love. That's your love, love. That's your 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 love. Your love is yours, none take it away. And your love is truth, and only you can say that which is right, that which is wrong. one else's. Oh man, now my hand is going numb. Well, it's just a beautiful day, but it's just the temperature is low. It's just what it is. But the sky is blue and clear, and this nice layer of snow on the ground, and I'm happy for all the people up at Catalucci ski slopes, because the snow these past few days has just been beautiful, powdery and soft, perfect skiing snow. So I hope all you people who are out there skiing are having a good time. Scare of thought for me in here freezing. But you know what happened? The batteries ran out on my microphone. How is that possible? Oh my goodness, I'll have to check. Alright, just checking who's online there. Who's on next? Who's on first? So I'm going to change these batteries. Good idea, mate. I got the rechargers because, you know, when you're going through them the way I go through them with the wireless mic, then it's convenient to have the rechargers just like that. You can change them out, and before you know, bingo bongo, it's recharged. I mean, I should really do it at the beginning of every gig. You know. It's one of those things that I learned working live, you know, is that if you're using batteries, then it's convenient to change them. Whether you need to or not, it's always a good idea to change them at the beginning of the gig. You know, especially if you're playing to hundreds of thousands of people, and you've got a battery pack on stage for your microphone, and the battery runs out, somebody's head would go. The roadie, the tech, somebody's head would go. Anyway. So, really, I'd love to stay out here, I really would. But it's cold, my hand is cold, and we're running low on wood. Piece or two. And the guy in 103 wants to watch the football, so I've got to go and take care of that. So, I'm going to say goodbye, and thank you for tuning in. And I hope you tune in next week. That's Sunday, January 24th. That is going to be my Burns Supper special, right here, 3 p.m. And tell your friends, you know, and feel free to tune in and drop me a line about Burns. Or if you want to perform, maybe we can arrange to do that with some kind of chat thing. If you want to recite some poetry or something like that online. But I'm going to say cheerio now and end off with one of my favourite Scottish songs. So let's turn this on. Don't tell me, this is run out as well. Yeah, this is run out as well. See, that's why I'm going to fire somebody, because all my batteries are running out. And that's just heads will roll, namely my own, because it was me that set all this up. But that's just, you know, you have to do that sort of stuff. So I learned my lesson, and next time we'll do that. So I'm going to end off with one of my favourite Scottish songs. When I wake up Yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. And when I get drunk, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's getting drunk with you. And when I haver, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And when the money comes in for the work I do, I'll pass almost every penny on to you. And when I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. And when I grow old, oh, I know I'm gonna be the man who's growing old with you. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm lonely, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's lonely without you. Now when I'm dreaming, yes, I know I'm gonna dream about the times when I'm with you. Now when I go out, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. Now when I come home, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. I'm gonna be the man who's coming home to you. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Miles. Thank you very much. Tune in next week for the Burns special dinner. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody. Bye-bye.